Hi, I'm Stephanie,
I'm Brian.
and we are going to teach you today about sensitivity. Take a look at this video.
Good morning, Bob.
Morning there, big man. Morning, Alice!
There's no need to be awkward.
Poor Bob. Like so many of us, he just doesn't know how to interact with people with disabilities.
It's pretty easy, really. People with disabilities are people first.
We need the same things that every person needs, like respect.
Good morning, everyone.
Attention!
Okay. Maybe we need to be more specific.
The easiest way to show respect is to focus on the person, not the disability. It's okay. You'll get the hang of it.
One easy way to focus on the person is to watch the person signing and not their interpreter.
Or their companion.
It's really cool that you'd like to help, but do us both a favor and please ask me first. What you think might be helping?
I got you.
Wait, ah! Oh no, might actually not.
If you'd like to offer me help, let me hold on to your elbow. Don't take mine.
Hey, would you like to take my arm?
Sure.
Assistive devices help us to live our lives. They're really important and really personal.
Grabbing them only makes it weird for everyone.
What?
Please only touch our devices and service animals if we've given you permission. And don't take it personally if I ask you not to. Remember that my service animal helps me all the time. Neither of us would like it if we were separated.
Remember, we make our own decisions. We sign documents, vote, volunteer, work, and pay taxes.
We get married.
So don't underestimate me just because I have a great smile.
Just because I'm blind
May I help you?
does not mean I'm deaf.
I don't know. I think he said he was gonna come, but... Just because I'm deaf doesn't mean I'm blind.
And just because I use a wheelchair doesn't mean that I can't sweep you off your feet.
So take a deep breath. Relax. We don't bite.
Unless we're really hungry.
Hello there, ladies. How are you?
Hello. And if you're not sure what to do, just ask.
Hi, would you still like to see a menu?
No thanks, but can you please read it to me?
Sure, definitely.
Just treat us the way you would want to be treated, and we'll all be okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alice.
Morning.
Awkward no more. Nice job, Bob. Go forth and be human.
There's no need to be awkward.
So, I hope you liked that video. It was definitely pretty funny, but there are a lot of truth to what happens there and things that you can apply to working in this field. So let's talk about the definition of sensitivity. If you were to Google it, you'd probably read this: the tendency to become upset about things that are done to you, said about you, or relate to you. It's a tendency to cause people to be upset and an awareness and understanding of the feelings of other people. So you can take that and apply it to your regular workday. So it's important to be objective. It's our job to support the decisions that people make and to support those that have difficulty expressing themselves find their own voice. This must be done in an environment where people feel comfortable and discussing their opinions and trust the people that are supporting them. Trust is really important to establish early on in working with anyone in our programs. We all have differing opinions about the choices we make, but it's crucial for us not to impose our own personal preferences or beliefs on the people that we support. Brian, what are some choices that you make throughout your day?
When to get up, when to what to eat, where to work, where to go for rec, work on TV.
Sounds like you make a lot of choices throughout your day. That's good to hear, Brian. So it's also important to work with families and in some case, even our own coworkers to remind them to remain objective too. So our role is to support people in creating a life of their choice suitable to their changing needs and interests. Just as you and I may have changes in our preferences as our life continues, it's important to remember that the interests and the needs of people within our homes do change on a regular basis. So at Life's Work, we follow what's called the Platinum Rule. And really that means treat others the way they want to be treated and find out what respect really means to them. Brian, why don't you tell the class, what does respect mean to you?
When you come into a residence or Graham or anywhere, and officer tell them you are in a home or at the Graham, don't run in, clock in, read something, go out, come back, and say, I'm here.
Right, so as Brian explained, it's important to be respectful. In his example, if you're coming into his home, announce yourself, let him know they're there to support whatever he needs, and don't just hurry up, clock in, and get to business. So some things to always keep in mind is to give people choice. Brian listed a number of choices that he makes throughout his day, and it's important for us as support staff to afford people the opportunity to make their own choices without us weighing in on what they should do. The second one is to give and teach people privacy. Brian, what are some things that you do in your life to exercise your right to privacy?
I have a lot on my bedroom door, and when I go to the bathroom, I lock the door.
And how about when you make a phone call?
Go in my room, or have people call my cell phone.
Perfect. Those are all excellent ways to exercise your own right to privacy. And another thing that's important is to explain what's happening. Oftentimes we get caught up in the regular routines and the hustle and bustle. We don't take the time to explain our approach, what's happening, and how we're best going to support the person. So another thing to remember is wheelchairs are for transportation and not for parking. We need to make sure that we assist the person in the places they need to go if they ask for our assistance or require it, but it's not our job to determine where they go and to park them in a certain place. Staff conflict, does that happen in your home, Brian?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Uneasy.
Uneasy, right? It's important to remember that our actions within the workplace should always be professional. And as Brian explained, feeling uneasy is not a good thing. So it's important to remember that our actions and any conflict that may arise does negatively affect the people that we support. If you have an issue or a conflict, make sure to reach out to your supervisor for more assistance. And lastly, choose your attitude. We choose a positive attitude here at Life's Work because we see how much it positively impacts the people in our programs. So we follow what's called the FISH philosophy, which essentially means have fun at work, play, have a good time, but maintain professionalism and get the job done. So please make sure that you choose a positive attitude. Other things to keep in mind is privacy considerations. The first one to think about is personal information shared with the person's permission. Brian, do you keep your records in your home a certain way, and do you have the opportunity to share?
Yes.
Okay. Do people have space and the opportunity to speak on the telephone openly, read your mail, or do things in a private manner?
Yes.
All right. Are the entrance doors able to be locked by the person?
Yes.
Good. Many people have a key to their home and the right to privacy to lock their doors as well. Do people have a place for the opportunity to be by themselves during the day?
Yes.
Awesome. And another thing to consider, do people have the option to choose a private bedroom? In most of our homes, people do have a private bedroom, but in some they're shared. We do our best to make sure that we support the person in making a roommate selection and creating the best outcome for people that do have to share rooms. All of our new development, we are opening with single bedrooms, which of course we know is the best way to go. Do people have the choice of a roommate? Sometimes they do. It's important that they're involved in the process to make sure that the new person moving in is a great fit for the home. So as much as possible, we involve the person in those decisions to have the best roommate that they can. Do support staff demonstrate respect for people's privacy when providing needed supports such as dressing and hygiene assistance when they're supporting a person? How about that in your home?
Very cool.
They do. That's good. So it's important to remember that although people may require our support with activities of daily living, you don't want to forget about making sure we're affording the person the right to privacy and maintaining that. And lastly, making sure that visitors are respectful of those privacy concerns as well. So as we saw in the video, it's important that for anyone that works with people supported, their focus should always be on the person and not their disability. You saw the guy shooting hoops in the video. The point was, it didn't matter if he was in a wheelchair. What mattered was that he made the basket. So the rights of a person supported is not that complicated. It's the same rights that you and I are afforded. Some of those things we talk about, you may forget, so we're going to remind you here. The right to respect and dignity, the right to be called by your preferred name, the right to have a normal lifestyle, the right to have a balanced diet. And although we do follow the diet that's in the home and the doctor's orders, everybody can have a cookie now and then, right, Brian?
Right.
It's important to make sure that they have the right to meaningful and productive activities, continuity of care and treatment, and the right to vote. Brian, you're a part of the self-advocacy group, right?
Yeah.
You work with people to make sure that they are afforded that right?
Yeah.
Do you vote?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so it's important to also have the right to practice their own religion. One thing is support staff is important for them to remember that although the religion that they practice may be different than what Brian or his housemates choose, it's important to remember that on that day, it's really up to the person. So if they want to go to church and you're not a practicing Catholic, let's say, that day shouldn't matter. It's your role to drive the person there, assist them to getting where they need to be, and not necessarily practicing that religion. People should have the right to exercise their concerns or grievances, and the right to appropriate and humane health care, the right to information about conception, birth control, abortion, and the right to create a healthcare proxy and have people assist in making informed decisions regarding CPR and DNR. Some more rights to consider is for the person to choose and have their own personal belongings. A lot of times people may need to do a spend down, do some shopping, and it's important to involve the person in those purchases and making those decisions. The right to manage their money. Brian, you got money in your wallet?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of things do you buy with your money?
Coffee.
Coffee. That's right. You are a big coffee drinker. The right to protection from neglect, abuse, or mistreatment. The right to confidentiality, as Brian explains. His records are kept confidentially in his residence, and he has the right to share or not share with people that come into his home. The right to communicate and associate and meet privately with other people of their choosing. And the right to make decisions and freedom of speech. The right to be gainfully employed, as Brian is a prime example of that, right?
Yeah.
And Brian and many of his housemates and peers also have jobs out within the community. They have the right to marry, be part of a family, the right to due process, and a big thing that we spoke about throughout the class, the right to privacy. The right to send and receive personal emails, and lastly, the opportunity to develop to their fullest potential. Brian, what advice would you give to a new employee starting with life's work?
Have fun and excited to see new people in the field.
So thank you so much for tuning in and sitting with Brian and I, learning about sensitivity and how it applies to your work. We want to make sure that you get some insight on what you'll be experiencing. So take a look at this video and check out all the fun that you'll be having.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
The mountain top, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the pitch's mile. Straight game face, it's game day. See me running through the crowd, full of melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling.
Gotta love the life that we live in.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.